For years, I thought financial freedom meant one thing: make as much as money as possible to never worry about money ever again. And when I started to make a decent amount of money, I noticed something was changing. I noticed that actually the more money I made, the less free I was. And I always need to think about this line from Biggie, right? He had a song about it: more money, more problems, which is completely true. I will give you an example of this story that I encountered myself. I did the normal 9 to 5 route. I took university. I have my master's in science. And I was a physical therapist. You would not maybe guess it, but I was a physical therapist. I treated thousands of patients for neck pain, back pain, knee pain, whatever. And while I was making my money during my 9 to 5 job, I got one bad habit, which was gambling, online gambling. So I started to gamble a lot, lost all my money, and I went personally bankrupt in 4 years. I had a huge debt that I needed to pay back to the bank, and now I was stuck. I had a 9 to 5, which was not paying that much, and it was not enough to pay back the money to the bank in this time frame. So I started to Google how to make money online next to my job. So that's how I found out about dropshipping. In 2018, I found out about it. So I was already personally bankrupt in 2018, 8 years ago. I was 24, which is crazy. So I started to do dropshipping, and I got good at it in 1 year. So in 2019, I set myself the goal: make at least 40K profit in 1 quarter so I can pay off the debts, and I can probably maybe quit my job as well. And literally at the end of 2019, at the end of 2020, I did hit it. Finally, in 1 year later, I finally did hit it. 2020, COVID happened, was the best thing that happened to me. And I made 40K profit in that last quarter. I quit my job, I paid back the bank, and I went all in with dropshipping. And literally within 3 months, I was doing 1.5 million a month. 1.5 million a month in revenue. In revenue, of course, with e-com, we talk a lot about our revenue. And I was balling. At least I thought I was balling. But then I checked how my life literally changed very quickly. Suddenly I had 2 business partners, which were my best friends. I bought them out of their 9 to 5 because I really loved working with them, and they were really smart guys with PhDs and master degrees, etc. And then we had almost 42 VAs. Like, that's insane. So we had a huge team managing 11 stores. We were going all in. But then I started to feel like really stressed, because like all these people that were depending on me, all the cash flow that I needed to manage, it was insane. Like, you had money hold in PayPal, on Klarna, on Shopify payments. I was literally 24/7 behind my desk from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. I quit my 9 to 5 to take a 9 to 9. And I was like, this is not it. This is not it. So at the end of 2021, I started to pivot already a little bit. I changed the platforms. I started to not being depending on Facebook anymore. I bought out my business partners. We split ways, which was not a nice thing to do as well. And I was like, man, I'm going to pivot. So I started to explore different business models as well, with less overhead, with more profit, with just a better life in general. And now, 4 years later, I finally achieved it. I really achieved it. So this is now me in 2026 driving in Portugal. You guys probably see that it's very sunny. We moved from the Netherlands to Portugal 3 years ago. I have a baby, 7 months old. I have a business that makes 6 figures in profit every month. I have an ecosystem, so I have multiple businesses that serve each other. So we have win-win-win situations. And I'm in such a happy place, because I really set my business with intention. And that's where I wanted to talk about this video, because probably you are building a business, or you're running a business with the wrong intention. You have the wrong goals. You probably think only that this serves to make money. But let me tell you, gain financial freedom is easy. Money is abundant. But maintaining this financial freedom, especially maintaining your freedom, that's the tough one. And no one talks about this. No one talks about this. So I will give you an example again. If you watch the podcast of Alex Hormozi and Tony Robbins, I don't know if you guys watched it, but you should watch it. I met Alex Hormozi in real life. I had one day with him because I won the school games with Freedom Achievers. We are the biggest community teaching people how to do Google Ads dropshipping. There is a link in the description if you're curious. We are the biggest one, so we won. We won the school games. He invited me to come to his place, and we just mastermind with him the whole day, which was amazing. But this guy was doing 100 million a year with his portfolio company, and now he even did a book launch last year in 2025 that did 100 million in just a weekend. But still, he's really vulnerable on this podcast. He's really nervous because Tony Robbins touched on something that he was not ready for. Literally what Alex Hormozi was saying is like he has goals to sacrifice and have as much as pain as possible during the year, because then he knows that the reward is huge. The more pain you have, the more you sacrifice, the bigger the reward, which is stupid if you think about it. So Tony Robbins asked him, like, do you even understand that you optimize your life for sacrifice and pain and not for joy? And that hit him hard. And then Tony Robbins asked him, do you have kids? And you could see in his eyes on Alex, like, no, man. And Tony Robbins says, like, that's what you're missing. You're just missing a purpose of joy, not a purpose of pain. So many people think that it's cool to grind from 9 to 9 and have, like, skip everything and have a lot of pain. Maybe in the beginning of your journey, if you're between 20 and 25, that's fine. But I can tell you, as soon as you hit 26, 27, something starts to shift, because you notice that years fly by with one finger snap. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm 31, I'm becoming 32. Like, my little girl is 7 months. She's like becoming like 1 this year. I'm like, wow, that one finger snap and she's 1. Why should I waste my time behind my desk 24/7? Why should I grind? So one of the big things that I did 2 weeks ago, I literally booked a trip to the Maldives. I knew that my wife wanted to go to the Maldives. And of course, I surprised her on Valentine's Day. So on Valentine's Day, we flew out business class, 4 seasons to the Maldives for 7 days. And I can tell you guys, 4 seasons is 5K USD per night if you have the premium suites. So you can imagine we spend a good chunk of money on this holiday. And I did not touch my laptop for literally 1 minute. Like, literally. I had it with me, but I was like, man, the environment is way too nice. I was in this love bubble with my wife and with my little one. She started to swim for the first time. We had a private yacht. We went fishing. We went to the spa every day. Oh man, it was just too good to just be behind my laptop. So that's when I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. But then I really started to hit me, like, everything that I dreamt of, like why I wanted to be an online entrepreneur, is finally clicking. And I want to explain to you how you probably can do the same if you don't have this epiphany moment yet. If you start an online business or you're running an online business or just a business in general, you have 2 options. You can create a business and run a business as an enterprise value company. An enterprise value company, as you probably maybe understand, it means that during this road of having this business, you don't take that much money out of the business. You invest all the money back, because at the end of the journey, at the end of the road, you will have the big paycheck. You make the big exit between 10 million and 50 million, maybe the 100 million exit. And that's where you take the big amount of money. This will take maybe years or maybe a decade, but you will sacrifice everything to have this big chunk. Or and this means that your life will be adjusted around the work that you do. So your life needs to be flexible, because your work needs to be strategic, because you have team members, you have a huge big company, you have maybe offices, etc. The second option that you can optimize for is a lifestyle business. A lifestyle business is a business that has a shorter time span, but has cash flow friendly, has way more profit margin. But now you need to take this profit and take this money personally and invest this in different companies, in maybe real estate, crypto, stocks, whatever you want, because that needs to compound, because your business is not compounding. You're not building enterprise value. Yes, maybe your lifestyle business can have a little bit of a enterprise value, but take Freedom Achievers from my side. Freedom Achievers is a lifestyle business. It's a founder-led business. So if I start to just deciding to quit my social media and don't make any YouTubes anymore and just go on a sabbatical and go on a boat for 1 year, I can tell you within 1 year, we don't have that many community members anymore. So I need to be involved every time, but not that much, but I just still need to be working on my daily things. But you'll notice that the work you do needs to be adjusted around the lifestyle. So now your work needs to be flexible. This is why I decided to make this video during my way back home when I was playing padel. I just played padel with my friends in the morning. I had a coffee with them. And now it's like, close to 11:30 a.m. And I'm enjoying. I woke up at 7 a.m., played padel at 8 a.m., and now it's like 11:30 and I did really not work. Of course, I talked about work when I was playing padel and I had coffee with them. But this is literally the life that I want. And within, I think, for 30 minutes, I have my first meetings, which is fine. So that's how you can optimize as well. So I picked my battle, and you should pick your battle as well. What kind of business are you optimizing for? Are you optimizing for the enterprise value and make a buck like later down the road, or you want to enjoy the journey right now? And I can tell you guys, if you're between 26, 34, years fly by with a finger snap, probably it's way better to just enjoy the moment now instead of maybe gamble on the moment later. Because guys, the innovation during time is now insane. If you see AI, how it's evolving, it's getting crazy. So imagine in 5 years, like, I don't know if 5 years is even still certain that we still have jobs and we want to make money. I don't know, like, it seems like money is getting absolute, like work is getting absolute. So why should you do that? But hey, pick your battles. So please take some time to reflect on what kind of business you're building and which intention does it have. If you're really in need to make money, while I was, for example, bankrupt and had a debt, yes, go for the money. But make sure that money compounds on your time that you're putting it into. Because otherwise, you will make a lot of money and everything goes up with a hockey stick, parabolic. But I can tell you, I've seen this time over time. Everything that goes parabolic up goes parabolic down. Because you start to shift. You have seasons in life. Your interests start to change. Your life starts to change. Maybe you want to buy now a house. Maybe you want to get kids. Come on. Just reflect. And guess what? People that have a 9 to 9, that are 24/7 behind their desk, which is working and in meetings, they don't have time to reflect. They don't have time to think. They only have time to execute and maybe help with the fires in the business. It's insane. So make sure you have that in your brain. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of content, and I would love to know in the comments for what kind of business are you optimizing for? Enterprise value or a lifestyle business? Because that's what I'm going towards. I would love to just talk more about lifestyle businesses because I'm really living it. I'm really living it, guys. I'm really living it. And this is why I chose the name Freedom Achievers. I want to redefine the word freedom because it's not about money. It's really not about money. And I will talk more about this. So let me know in the comments what kind of business are you optimizing for, and let me know if you like this kind of content, and see you in the next one.